Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Today we're going to be talking fixed blades, obviously, but this is the Bradford Guardian 3. Now it's actually the first Bradford knife that I've had on the channel, so this is very cool. And I have to give a super shout out to Justin, the knife dude, because he was very generous and loaned this knife to me to check out. And I apologize, Justin. I know I've had it a little bit longer than what I like to have, but it'll be coming back to you very soon, I promise. But super thank you, man. I greatly appreciate it. And like I said, it's the first opportunity I've had to check out. Well, okay, it's the first opportunity I've had to check out a Bradford knife at length. Checked them out, Blade Show West a couple years ago. I spent actually a bit of time at the Bradford table just checking out a lot of their knives. But this is the first really lengthy period of time I've spent with it. Now, as you can see here, it comes with this real nice leather sheath set up for scout carry. This is probably my favorite type of sheath because if you'll notice, you've got, it's that like, it covers up a good portion of the handle. And I really like it. I guess it kind of feels more secure to me most of the time. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But yeah, and I like the fold over the leather. I just like this style of sheath. I also like it, when they're set up for just normal belt carry, when the leather loops over like so, and you have a loop over with that, basically the same, like 2/3 of the handle coverage on a leather sheath. Really enjoy that a lot. Now, I did kind of allude a little bit to something. I noticed that, and like I said, this isn't a new knife, it's Justin's knife, but the retention on this sheath is a little, it's a little loose, and I kind of feared that. And I know a couple people said that, once you get it on the belt and stuff, it should tighten up a bit. And I was still a little concerned about it, so I only carried it like out in the backyard for a couple of days. And it actually did, I moved just right or something, and it actually did fall out of the sheath once. So this one, I'm not sure what's going on, but it is a little bit loose in the sheath for me. I think I'm doing it right. It goes in the sheath, and I'm not sure, but I had a bad feeling about it, and unfortunately my feeling did come to fruition. But thank goodness, like I said, I only carried it in the backyard around on the grass and stuff, so it would happen to fall out, it wouldn't take a chip out of the blade, because I'd have felt really bad. But here you go. Overall, the Guardian 3, really, it's a super looking knife. I love the profile of it. M390 on the blade, as you can see there. Full tang. You even have a lanyard hole. Yes, indeedy. I love the overall profile of the knife. Now, we sometimes talk about blade to handle ratio, and normally it's a lot of handle for a little bit of blade. Well, you can kind of see here, you're getting a lot of blade more than you're getting handle in this one. So let's just take our specs, and then we'll talk about that a little bit more. So overall, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got about 6 3/4 inches of overall length on this. You've got a handle length of right about 3 1/4, and then of course your blade, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 3 1/2, but then your cutting edge is pretty much right there at that 3 inches. So legality reason, yes, you might actually fall in if not sure how your laws are written, so make sure you check the local laws. Now, natural grip on this, you're looking at about 1 to 2.5 inches. Now, if you extend that out to the forward finger choil, yeah, you're getting closer to that 3.5 inch handle length. And this is kind of how it looks. That's how it looks regular grip in my 3 3/4 inch hand, and then of course up on the forward finger choil. That's how it looks. Let's get an overall weight real quick on it. So full carry with the sheath, we're looking at 147 grams or 5.2 ounces. So really for a belt carry knife, that's not that bad at all, really. Now, check it out. The micarta handle, the micarta, I like the micarta on it. It's got some decent texture on it. I feel like it's got a fairly decent grip on the micarta. Really nice shape. Excuse me. It fills the hand really, really well. But I will have to say for me, and I have a kind of medium-large glove size hand. I wear large gloves, but I'm probably more of a medium-large. I pretty much have to choke up. Doggone, excuse me. All right, sorry about that, guys. I all of a sudden decided to have a coughing fit for some reason. My apologies. But back to what I was saying. For me to get a really comfortable grip on this knife, I pretty much have to use that forward finger choil. If I try to get back on the regular grip, I mean, we're talking about a 2.5 finger knife for me, which on some folding knives, I don't mind, but if I'm doing something with a fixed blade, I'm probably going to do a little bit, harder work. And just kind of the overall shape in this grip, I really don't have a very good grip on the knife, I have to admit. Now, choke up and get up on that forward finger choil, yeah, not an issue. That handle fills the hand really nicely. So basically what I'm saying is, this knife is definitely probably made for a smaller hand. I mean, and they have so many different variations and sizes and shapes that the Guardian 3 is probably made for a little bit smaller hand. Maybe even this may be more suited for, I know Justin's a younger guy. No offense, Justin, but you're a younger guy. You still got a lot of growing to do. So it probably fits his hand pretty well. Maybe even, it might fit a smaller lady's hand or a small guy's hand a little bit better. In this natural, what I consider a natural grip rather than choking up on that forward finger choil. But once I do choke up on that forward finger choil, I have a lot of control over this knife. It's really nice. I can do a lot with it, and I can do pretty much everything I would, really need to do with a knife this size, honestly. But overall, I mean, look at this finish. I really like the finish on the blade, kind of that black washed finish. There you go. Bradford, USA, M390. The jimping is done really, really well. For me, I would say it's done about perfect. It's not overly aggressive, but it is definitely aggressive enough to do the job that it's supposed to do. Now there again, in this reverse grip, my thumb's kind of out there a little bit to actually make it work. But then again, back in that choked up grip, absolutely fine. So the Guardian 3, I mean, it's a great little knife. I do like it. It's well made. Bradford makes some fantastic knives. There's no question about this. But this one to me is definitely made for a little bit smaller hand. But love the blade shape, man. That draw point blade. The overall profile of the knife is really, really nice. And I don't know. I would have to do a little bit of something. I'm not sure if we can remold that sheath or whatever. But I mean, at one point it did lose its grip, and it did actually come out of the sheath. So overall, it's a pretty decent knife. For me, I'd have to go with one of their larger sizes of knives just to fit my hand a little bit better. But overall, it's a really, really, really well-made knife. So overall, I would give it, for what it is, I would give it right about an 8. That sheath is a little concerning to me. I would, if it were me, I would probably maybe contact Bradford and ask him if there was something I could do. I don't know. If there is, I'm not really a big leather working type individual, so I don't know if you could wet mold it or what, but that would definitely have to be something I would look into. But Really appreciate the loan, Justin, the opportunity to check out the Guardian 3. Thank you so very much. Thank you guys for checking it out with me. As always, guys, remember, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.